Hey everyone, welcome to Unveiling Beauty. So good to see everyone. Ammon, how are you?
I'm doing good. Big smile on my face today. How about you, buddy?
Big smile as well. Today we're talking about weddings. So cool. I was just thinking, I know we talked on the last show and I was like, I can't wait to go to a wedding. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I happen to be engaged. I've had to postpone my wedding, and so this is a little bittersweet, but it also gives me kind of excitement of what's to come. And this is going to be one of a two-part series. First is about makeup, which will be today, and then we're going to follow up with hair, because we both know they're equally important and they deserve their own specific episode. And since we're Ulta Beauty and we do makeup so well and hair so well, we're going to dedicate each episode to making sure that you guys get all the ins and outs and trends and cool things all about weddings.
I love it. So let's talk about who's going to be on the show today.
So today, joining us is going to be two of our design team members. First one up is going to be Justin Toves-Vincilione, and then we're going to have our very own Bianca Donahue. So first up, let's welcome Justin, everybody.
Hey, Justin.
Hi, guys. Hey,
how are you?
Hey, Ammon.
Good to see you, buddy.
I'm good. I'm so excited. Good to see you guys, too. I feel like it's been forever.
It has been. It has been way, way too long.
I agree.
I love that shirt, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought I'd put something nice on since it's like wedding, wedding vibes.
It looks like summer vibes, so that's good.
I'm all about a summer wedding, yeah.
There you go. Perfect. All right, so we're going to be talking about makeup with you today, and you're going to be doing a little bit of demo. Talk to us about when somebody comes to you and they might have some unique perspectives on makeup or non-traditional approaches to makeup. Like, what's your advice?
So I think that's a really good question, because there's a lot of makeup, like wedding trends that are going around. And the one that I see a lot is just it's almost all the same. So I like to talk to my guests and my clients about like different ways to do their wedding makeup. And like a lot of it has to do with like, what is their vibe? What does the dress look like? What is the theme? What are the colors? And a lot of times, the big thick wing and all of the powder doesn't always work. And I get a lot of requests for like vintage makeup or stuff like that. So I actually did like a similar look to something I've done before, which is like a vintage wedding where it's not white dress, it's not, glitz and glam, but it is super pretty and is super natural. So just nice clean skin and like a warm eye that matches the dress. I feel like it's perfect because you know what the dress looks like and you know what you want to do with the makeup, and it's just natural and clean and pretty and still really beautiful for a wedding.
So go ahead and talk to us about what you're doing, and then we'll hit you up with some questions. Go ahead.
Okay, so once I put like the light color in the middle and focus like a similar color on the corner, that gives the smoky eye and the nice like transition. But one like wedding secret and like one like foolproof product is the Stila eyeshadow. So it comes in a little tube like this and it has its own applicator, but I like to use a brush, like a tiny one, kind of like very precise, and get a lot of that product on there. And then this is what transforms the eye and from a regular warm smoky eye to a really, really pretty wedding look. And I'm gonna really pat it on here, focusing on the corner, and pull it and kind of feather it into that color. And that gives you that like trendy wedding, but still like whatever vibe you're going for. So packing it on heavier is going to give you more of that pop. I know right now like brushes and sanitation are super important right now. So you can use this product with a brush and it actually gives you the same effect, especially if you start feathering it and tapping, especially with glitter and stuff like that. So this is my go-to for weddings. Adding a little bit of glitter makes it super, super pretty.
So you mentioned, Justin, while you were talking about this, that there's a lot of trends in wedding makeup. So can you describe what some of those trends are that our brides to be out there should be looking out for, so that they make sure that they're on trend with their weddings coming up?
Right, absolutely. So for instance, one major wedding trend that like actually dawned on me when I was doing this project is boho weddings. So boho weddings, they're nothing like the traditional weddings. So you really have to think like, what do I want to look like? What do I want my hair to look like? What do I want my makeup to say? And I feel like that is something, just the simple trend boho, looking at that, like everything changes when you think of a boho wedding. So the flowers are different, the makeup's gotta be different. And it really does tell a story about the bride and what it means for her to get married. And she has all these opportunities to throw in that trend. And just like with any other trend, just keeping it simple and focused on like everything tying together is huge. And so making sure that your makeup's tied into the dress and it's tied into the hair is just an awesome thing. So I like boho weddings and like vintage weddings. I feel like those are some alternative wedding trends that I'm seeing a lot of right now. So
Justin, talk to me about lips. Do you have a perspective? Should it be a bold lip? Should it be a neutral lip? Should it be shimmer or matte? Like, what is your go-to for lips?
So I'm so glad you asked, because I have my favorite lip color, and I feel like this lipstick right here is a go-to for me when it comes to doing wedding makeup. So it's the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick, and it is a matte lipstick, but it is the one color that I've had that I can use on almost any skin tone, and it's super wedding vibes. It can go with boho, it can go with vintage, and it's very traditional as well. So if you guys can see, it's very nude, but it's the perfect color. So I'm gonna actually apply this onto her lips, and you guys can see how it changes everything. It's my favorite lip color. So with matte lipstick, it does tend to look a little dry. So sometimes I put a gloss on top, but if you want it to look matte and stay that way, then you can just apply this and let it sit. And it dries perfectly and stays all day.
And is that you just said it stays all day, so it's an extended wear lip color.
It's an extended wear, so you should be able to eat through it, drink through it, party through it, celebrate through it. It comes in so many different colors. Yes. So, like I said, sometimes you can put a little gloss on it, but for weddings, I really do recommend a matte lip like this, because you don't want those pieces of hair falling onto your lips and getting stuck on your lip gloss. So I always say to stay with the matte lips for events like that, especially when you have like those really pretty pieces falling in your face with a lot of bridal hair. You don't want it to get stuck on your face for pictures, or even when you're like saying I do, that would be a little awkward. So
that's a good tip. We've all done that wedding where they're taking those wedding pictures, right? And then they're outside and they're glossing, and then the lip gloss is on their cheek, and it's like, oh gosh.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, if you are trying to find colors for your makeup kit or deciding on colors, Stila has a lot of options, but this is Stila Stay All Day, and the color is Caramello, and it's worked on every bride I've done so far. So, and moving on to the third product, it's the Tarte 12-hour clay highlighter. So this is good for weddings as well and events, because it's made out of Amazonian clay, so it's natural, but it does have a 12-hour wear. So you're gonna have that like blinding highlight throughout the whole wedding into the reception, and it's super, super pretty.
Did you say blinding highlight? I love that.
Blinding, yes. Right. So I like to use a big brush like this when I'm doing highlighter, and then just dust it on. If you want more precise, just get a smaller brush, and it works just the same. Awesome.
She looks great.
And hopefully you guys can see that. So
yeah,
it does add a lot. Highlight, right? You guys might want to put your sunglasses on for the rest of this. So I feel like it adds shape and like contour to the face. So it's not always about bronzer, bronzer, bronzer. It's like you can tap the highlighter where you want to see that dimension, and you get that like nice glow. So
nice glow. Almost makes it look dewy without being dewy.
Exactly. So you can stay matte but still have that like fresh dewy look. Exactly, Nick.
Well, she was beautiful to begin with, but just those extra steps, Justin, I can say you took her into that bridal zone that I think that any bride would be really proud to wear. Really great tips, very, very quick and easy, really great products. For those of you who are watching, we will make sure to throw in the products that Justin used at the bottom of the feed, so you can click on those and get them for yourselves, whether it's for a wedding or just because you love the look of it and you want some blinding highlighter on your cheeks too. But Justin, thank you so much for taking the time to give us some bridal makeup tips that are very useful, very quick and easy, and for always just showing up for us as a strong member of our design team.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'm always happy to do these with you, and I really can't wait to see you guys again soon.
I know. I agree. Can't wait to see you too. Take care. Bye, guys.
All right, you too, guys. Bye. Thank you.
All right. Our next guest is Bianca Donahue, who is also on our design team, who is going to come on the show and share some of her tips and tricks for wedding makeup. So let's welcome Bianca.
Hi,
Hey.
everybody. Hello,
What's
hello.
up, Bianca? How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Great. Nice to see you.
Fantastic. We're just going to dive right in, Bianca. I'm going to ask you right away. So we've been talking a lot about wedding makeup, and I want to know how you do that balance, right, between makeup that's timeless, but that has like a glamorous feel to it, so that it's glam enough for a wedding, but still has a timeless feel about it.
One of my favorite things to add on to brides for their big day are lashes. I'm obsessed with it because you can literally, glam it up or make it very subtle, but a nice pair of lashes really enhances like the look overall. So that's one of my favorite things that I really, just a nice touch of glam. No matter what type of bride you are, you can literally find your perfect pair.
I agree. I think it's always beautiful when you really see that dramatic eye. And it's funny too, because when you work with brides who don't normally wear lashes and you suggest them and they put them on, immediately they feel like, oh wait, they feel weird. I look crazy. I don't like them. But I'm like, you got to give it a minute to get used to it before you go into like saying yes or no to it, which leads me to like kind of the importance of a trial run, right? And how important it is to have them come in, do a trial, get comfortable with the process. So what is some tips and tricks that you would say for a bride who is getting ready to go in for their trial? Like, when should they go in for their trial? What should they do to prepare for the trial?
Well, I always say a year in advance. Most brides start thinking about a year in advance. So you kind of want to have in your mind like who you want to do your makeup and your hair. And then skin prep is the other thing. So I would say about 6 months prior to the wedding, you have your stylist ready. And then you're like, okay, let's do a trial run. Your artist will potentially give you skin prep ideas if you're having any issues, to kind of set you up with maybe an esthetician to get your perfect skin glow. Because we all know skincare is first before makeup. So that would definitely be my suggestion, is about 6 months before the wedding, doing a pre-trial run to make sure that you are starting to get on the right track to get the perfect skincare regimen. And then you'll have like the perfect glow for your big day.
And what could you recommend to them to bring or do to prepare for the trial run so that they know they're going to walk away feeling good?
Accessories that they would have, definitely. Their shade preferences of like the wedding collaboration colors, just so that everybody's on one accord. Maybe any pictures of their bridesmaids or the mother of the bride. That's also another topic, but it's a big subject. Those are pretty much like the top 3 that I would recommend, but any accessories, shoes, jewelry, tiaras, all of that plays a huge part, and it helps bring everything together on the trial run.
I think those are great tips. I think one thing that I was thinking about too is, let the makeup artist know what brands of makeup you use, what brands of foundation, what brands of eyeliners and lip colors you use, because that's also going to help them understand the type of coverage and the weight of the product that you're used to wearing as they think about what they're going to use on you for your big day.
Definitely, definitely.
Good point. Bianca, you talk a lot about skin being more important than makeup, right? And I agree with you, because if the foundation underneath looks better, then it's just going to make the makeup even more flawless. So what types of services do you mean when you say skin prep? When you say, 6 months out, start getting skin services, what types of services or what types of products do you recommend for brides to start preparing their skin for that flawless finish for their bridal day?
Definitely like a microdermabrasion, deep exfoliations, maybe once a month, every 6 weeks or so. That's really going to help keep those dead cells from clogging up and building up on their skin. And you'll always have a fresh layer of skin each and every other month. Also, sending them home with perfect hair care. I mean, not hair care, but skincare regimens as far as Right, both. That's true. As far as exfoliants, toners, cleansers, the proper moisturizers, just to make sure that no matter whether they're with you and throughout the entire time, their skin will be perfect for when it's time for their huge big day.
Well, speaking of perfect, I'm having a little bit of jealousy here looking at your skin. It's flawless. I'm like, I want to know your skincare routine.
Yeah.
Quarantine, no makeup. And
All right. See, self-care. It's all about self-care, right?
You know, Nick, you hit upon a very important point, and I think that oftentimes our guests they need to be educated on the frequency of visit, the product that they should be using, you know, and they should trust a salon professional, a skin therapist, to evaluate their skin, come in for regular visits. Sometimes our skin changes, and we need to start adjusting our products as we kind of get closer to that specific date. So, Bianca, thank you so much for your foundational kind of platform for getting started. But we do strongly recommend that anybody that's getting ready for that big day, that you connect with a skin therapist that knows your skin and that can get you with the right products that you need, provide you with the right services that you need, so that on the day of, your makeup artist isn't playing fix it, they're just enhancing that beautiful skin that you've already got.
for sure, for sure.
I like it.
So Bianca, thank you so much for joining us today. You are talented in the hair department, talented in the makeup department, like all around talent for us on the design team. We are so grateful to have you on this team and for always showing up on Unveiling Beauty with professionalism and looking flawless the way that you do. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Amen. Thank you, Nick.
Of course. Take care. We'll see you soon.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. So, Ammon, that's part one of this two-part series. Next time, we're talking hair. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so, lost my hair phone, but I'm here. I'm still rolling. It's live TV. So part two is all about hair. So bridal hair, and what we wanted to make sure that we're addressing bridal hair of all hair types. So we have Danielle Kiesling, who's going to go in there and talk to us about her signature kind of style. Everybody knows Danielle. I anticipate some kind of a braiding and a boho vibe. I would go out on a limb and say that's where she's going with it.
Sure.
And then we also have Pakila Riley coming on board, and she's going to be talking about wedding day hair for textured hair types as well.
Love it.
So it'll be all encompassing. Anybody that's interested about getting some tips and tricks and just even some cool ideas for wedding day hair, you'll want to tune in next time.
And if you're not getting married or going to a wedding, still tune in, because I promise you'll learn a thing or two like we do on every Unveiling Beauty. So until then, have a great day. We'll see you all soon. Bye.
See ya.